This is the Newborne 40 FS Fresh Air or Direct Air. We have actually already reviewed this stove's little brother, the 35, but they've asked me to review this one too, and I can see why. Hi, I'm Gabriel. My family have always done stoves. We've had the biggest stove companies and the smallest. I've been the warehouseman, the delivery boy, the fitter, the salesman, the managing director, and now should we just have the tortoise?
It's a bit boring, isn't it?
Yeah. The direct or fresh air version is specific to the Newborne 35 and Newborne 40, but they do still give you lots of options like taller legs, log stores, and they're brilliant handle options. You've got wooden handles, black handles, brushed stainless, nickel, loads of choices. These stoves are made entirely and designed in Britain. They have a grate and an ash pan to give you some flexibility. It's also really toughly built, it's got clean lines, and it looks fantastic when it's burning. Okay, let's light it. As always, starts with your biggest logs in on the base.
Can you open the door a bit more?
And you sort of slowly get smaller as you work up. Gaps are important when you're trying to light a stove. You need as much air sort of spilling around as possible. And then a firelighter on the top. I leave the door just ajar on the latch and the air vent fully open. All up to temperature in 15 minutes, so nice, quick, easy, no smoke, no struggle. This is one of the big improvements between the direct or fresh air version and the original version. It runs beautifully clean on the glass, and as you can see here, even after some fairly extreme use, it remained just completely clean. This is it after a week of hard, heavy use, including running overnight. As you can see, it runs very, very, very clean. It's also DEFRA approved and eco-design and runs at over or just over 80% efficiency. There's no smoke coming into the room, which is good. And obviously it comes with a pair of gloves, which is nice. The main control is this one here, which is surprisingly effective. So you can go from fully open, and if we allow the fuel to sort of get up to temperature for a bit. The other thing is the main handle. The stove is at a high operating temperature, right at the maximum of operating temperature, and I can hold it with a bare hand. The top is a bit hot, but the bottom's absolutely fine. So that's quite nice, and it's got quite a proper clunk to it. But then if we go from fully open to fully closed, you can see it's really effective and does exactly what we want, exactly what it's told. The build is also really tough and smart, so yeah, it's a big tick from my point of view. We test fuel economy by getting the stove up to operating temperature and then burning a single net of kiln dried ash on it to see how long it will maintain operating temperature. This stove ran for 9 to 11 hours during our testing. On the 11-hour run, I did get it wrong slightly. It started to blacken the glass, but I corrected it. But either way, it's absolutely unbelievable the amount of time it's running on a net of logs. It's also amazingly impressive in how well it drives heat into the room. The old original Newborne was a good stove with its normal air vents, but the direct air version is in a different league. I mean, that's why we've rated it at 8 out of 10.
Do you not think 8 out of 10 is a bit low then?
I'm not the biggest fan of this air control. It's a little stiff to open, but it's not that bad. And it's smoothed back nicely. Obviously it's really effective, but it just sticks out a little bit. Strangely, Amy really likes it. I suppose it's quite convenient in that you can just kick it with your foot. So, you know, that's I suppose a subjective choice, but if you watched our first impressions, Amy was very pro this stove from the off and said to me on several occasions, I like that stove's going to be brilliant. And I really wasn't expecting it to be brilliant. I thought it would just be a good stove. I have to concede. If you're after something easy to use, capable of serious or occasional use, capable of burning wood or coal, you want to buy British, you want a big glass, direct air, or just something really clean, this stove is a company's bread and butter. It suits nearly all of us. So if you like it, then other than that little air vent, I personally can't think of a single reason why it wouldn't suit you.